Welcome back for another video. We're back with the preview for Gameweek16 and it's going to be the last one for a while. In this video we cover all the key information every game week to ensure you make better decisions. Goal scorer odds, clean sheet odds, transfer trends, captaincy and more. In case you missed it, I've just launched a new channel for football content and I'll be making lots of quality original content over the World Cup break and beyond. The channel is called Focal Football and a link to the channel is in the description. Go subscribe. If you want to take your FPL game to the next level this season, I strongly recommend the Fantasy Football Scout members area. They've got a ton of useful tools to play with during the World Cup and beyond, and on top of that they've got a ton of members World Cup tools and content coming as well. Click the link in the description to check them out, it supports the channel too. So starting with the anytime goal scorer odds, and top this game week is Haaland again with a 61% chance. The goal scorer odds always assume that the player starts, and last game week that wasn't the case for Erling. He did however come off the bench and score the winning penalty. In Pep's last press conference he said, "He's not perfect still, we'll see tomorrow. Important is the bone is not broken, just ligament damage a little bit. Not perfect right now, a week, 10 days, we'll see what happens. If he feels good, he will play for Norway." A bit vague from Pep, although Haaland was named on the bench in the League Cup, which is promising. Salah isn't second with a 47.5% chance, he's up against Southampton. And after 4 years in charge, it'll be their first game without Hasenhüttl to manage him. As much as we've complained about Salah's season, he's now on 80 points and only 8 behind De Bruyne. If you're looking for a differential captain to Haaland before the break, he is the standout. Spurs are home to Leeds, who look to finish on a high too, after 3 losses in their last 4, Kane given a 45% chance. Although the bookies have given odds for Son, he'll almost certainly miss out, but he has revealed he'll be involved in the World Cup, which is good news. Nunez has been given a 42.5% chance, and for 8.9 mil he's an excellent option too. A selfish player at times, which isn't necessarily a bad thing in an FPL asset, and over the last 6 game weeks there's an expected goal involvement every 116 minutes. Mitrovic and Wilson are both flagged, but stand a chance of participating in Gameweek16, and both given a 32.5% chance of scoring any time too. Onto the Gameweek16 clean sheet odds, Man City are top again this week, given a 52% chance. They were heavy favourites for a clean sheet last game week too, and it was a red card for Cancelo that led to Fulham's penalty, where they were able to put one past Ederson. Liverpool have been given a 45% chance. They've been poor defensively this season, but again if we're looking at 1 week transfers, Alexander-Arnold and Robertson both reasonable picks. Arsenal kept their 6th clean sheet of the season versus Chelsea, and versus Wolves they've been given a 42% chance of getting their 7th. Very little to separate Brighton and Crystal Palace this week. Many managers owning defenders from both teams, so it's pretty much a coin toss. Brighton marginally favourites with a 36% chance. Newcastle have a 29% chance against Chelsea, and almost all of us own at least one Newcastle defensive asset, Trippier the top scoring defender in the game currently. If you're a Pope and Ward owner, then Leicester do have the worst odds between the two, with a 21.5% chance for Ward. Rock bottom this game is Brentford with a 6.5% chance to Man City, and Southampton with a 7.5% chance to Liverpool. We're on to the projections next, the top players across all positions for Gameweek16, and it is Salah top with 8.6 projected points. Haaland's in second with 8.3. Little to separate the two, and Haaland no doubt will be the most popular captain. At the end of the video we will look at the captain poll results to see how you're all leaning this week. Kane's projected 6.8 points, De Bruyne close behind on 6.4. If you own De Bruyne and have no other areas in your team that need addressing, then a switch to Salah is an option and a move I'm considering too. If you can get to Nunez, perhaps by selling the likes of Wilson, Tony or Mitrovic, it looks well worth it this week. Saka, Jesus and Martinelli all make the projections too for the Wolves game. Between the 3 of them they have 30 attacking returns this season, which is so impressive, and coming out of the World Cup there's no reason not to double up on 2 of the 3. Almiron's the most informed player in the league right now, in a remarkable patch of form. He misses out on the projections for the Chelsea game, projected 3.6 points. Rashford and Maddison also miss out with 4.1 and 3.8 points. On to the most transfer players, and once again it is Almiron on top. He's blanked just once in his last 7 games, scoring 7 times and assisting once over that run. Haaland's back among the most transfer players too, 153k net transfers out last game week, 250k the week before. There's a very reasonable chance he plays this one, so if you can easily get back to him as a non-owner, it's a priority transfer. However, if you've got the likes of Salah, De Bruyne and Kane, then there is every chance you'll get through unscathed. After his brace, Salah is back among the most bought players after having negative net transfers himself the previous 2 game weeks. Saliba's one of the biggest risers this season at 5.3 mil now, rising 0.8 mil, and he's still great value. In fact, only Trippier and Cancelo have more points among defenders this season. If you need to make a defender transfer this week, refer to the clean sheet odds. If not this week, then coming out of the World Cup, Saliba, Gabriel and White, all good Arsenal picks for Gameweek 17. Solanke has over 100,000 new owners, perhaps as a consequence of Mitrovic missing last match and Wilson off at half time. However, we saw them both higher on the goal scorer odds, so tread carefully. If we get news that they're both fully fit and available, it's a sideways move at best. On to the most sold players ahead of Gameweek 16, and Foden is top. It really is astonishing after starting every game in the league, he suddenly had 3 consecutive bench-ins when many start to pick him up. Perhaps Pep is messing with us at this point. Surprisingly, Cancelo is the second most sold player. If you're unaware, he served his red card suspension in the League Cup and is available for Gameweek 16. A red card for violent conduct is 3 games, which Cancelo's wasn't, and therefore it was just a 1-match suspension, so he is available. Mitrovic is third and worth a wait, as there's every chance he's back after taking a week off, and he's home to Man United, which is a fixture with potential for returns. Despite appearing among the most sold, Wilson and Rashford could be worth the patience too, unless you've got a clear upgrade path such as Nunez, Haaland, Kane, Salah, etc. We'll finish the preview up with the captain poll results as always. Thanks to everyone who voted on the poll on Discord, a link's in the description to join. The results are in and they are as follows. It's Haaland top with 82.2% of your vote. Much like last game week, we could see this shift last minute depending on any late news we get. In second is Salah with 8.9%, De Bruyne with 4.4% and Kane with 2.7%. Just 1.8% voted for other this week. That wraps up the final preview video this side of the World Cup. Thanks for watching. A link to the new channel is in the description with lots of football content to come, so make sure you go subscribe there too. As always, please hit like if this video was useful and subscribe here for lots of content to come over the break. The final video before the deadline will be the experts. See you soon for the next one.